now?
Not yet. Now, yes. Yes.
Yes. You can record the session.
Yes.
Good. Let me open the files. Just a minute. Yes. SQL workshop, SQL commands, saved SQL, yes, function.
Today I did not practice the last session because I've been today almost all day at school, so no time.
No issues. They are simple things. If you are able to follow, it's enough. You can practice at some later point.
That's right.
Yes. Now we will be looking into date functions.
Date functions.
Let me add just today's date. That is 28 November. Right. Yes, you can see. We can obtain the current date, today's date, by using the function sysdate. And I'm executing that. Yes, you can see current date, that is 28th November 2014 here. All right.
All right.
And it is in the format DD YYYY format. Okay.
Okay. And is it always that format in Oracle?
Always?
Or we can change also?
No. This is the default standard date given by the Oracle environment.
Okay.
Default standard date format.
Okay.
Now, you can convert a given date into your required pattern, required format by providing some style here. You can see here, I am going to convert the date into some character. Date can be converted into character. So this is my purpose. So here you can see 2 character is a function.
Yes.
For which you are passing a date as the first argument and a pattern as the second argument. This pattern I need, you are saying. Look there, I am going to execute this. Yes, you can see MON, it means 3-letter month.
Yes.
Hyphen date, then 2014. Likewise, date can be converted to, I mean to say given date can be converted into DD, month, year, hours, minutes, seconds. Yes, look there, I am executing this. Yes. MONTH month gives full name of the month name. 2014, and it is giving hours, minutes, seconds also. Okay.
Okay.
Then, yes, you can see a date can be given as AM or PM. You can see the second argument AM I have given. So it gives, currently it is AM. If it is PM, it gives PM as the result. But the second argument remains AM only, anti-meridium. Okay. Likewise, we can convert the date into, I mean to say here, the month I am asking. Yes, I have extracted the month.
Yeah.
November it is, right?
Yes.
Yes. Likewise, we can see I am going to extract MON month. That is 3-letter month. Okay? Alright.
Alright.
Yes, it gives NOV.
November, yeah.
Likewise, I am going to extract the full name of the month. MONTH month. Yes, it gives November, current month. Because I am passing current date, this date.
Yes.
Then I am extracting date. Today's date. I mean to say the number of days right from the beginning of the year today. There are 365 days, right?
Yes.
Generally in a year. So today's date is 32nd day, right?
Yeah, right.
And likewise, you can give, yes, in the current month today is 28th day. Look, that DD is the argument, not triple D.
Okay.
Likewise, single D, that is in a week, 6th day it is.
Yeah.
Okay, so 6, how it comes? Sunday begins with 1.
Okay.
Okay. Likewise, I am going to get today what day it is? Friday. DA by day I have supplied. Likewise, I am going to extract year.
Yeah.
2014. Likewise, two-digit year. YY. Yes, 14. Likewise, I want spelling of the year. 2014. YEAR, year is the second argument.
Yeah.
Likewise, I want only the time in the given date. Yes, you can see current time.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
Then I want, look there, date spelling. 28 it is
Yes.
today's date. DDSP, date spelling.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
Yes. So like this, a date can be converted into character. Let me open the document. Yes. Look here, the second argument has various formats, right? Format option, month, MON, DD, various examples I have given, right? AM, right?
Yep. Right.
All these lists I have given in my Word file for your reference.
Okay.
What MON stands for? Month, 3-letter month.
Okay.
So I have explained, so I have taken the second argument from the list of already available formats.
Yes.
Yes, good. Likewise, likewise, you can apply these two character on numerics also separately. Look there, the first argument I am supplying a number, and second argument I want it in this format. Look there, 999, I mean to say 3 digit dot 1 decimal, okay? Look there, 1.213 is supplied, and I am asking for 1 decimal, it is giving 1 decimal,
Yes.
1.2. Likewise, to character, you can see one number I have supplied, 1543.55. I want it in 9 comma, I mean to say 4 digit integer. So 1 digit comma, 3 digits dot 2 decimals.
Okay.
Yes, you can see the same format.
Yes.
Likewise, you can append currency also. Yes, it use the currency along with that.
Yeah, many options.
Likewise, yes. If you want, you can put 2 zeros in the beginning. You can see the format over there applied.
Yes, yes.
Likewise, if you want a Roman number of one particular numeric, yes, Roman number Rn.
Okay.
All right. So 2 character function we have seen. 2 character function can be applied on dates and numerics, and we can obtain the desired format. Likewise, we have 2date function. So this 2date function is usually used in SQL when storing into the database. When you are going to store the date value in the database, generally we use for 2date. The 2date function is used to convert character data to date data type. Characters can be converted into date.
Okay.
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 Whereas with the 2 character, date can be converted into character. Likewise, number can be converted into character. Right?
Right. Right.
Yes. Now to convert the specified string from the specified format into a standard date, we use 2date here. You can see 2date. I supplied 1 date and I want it in DD MONYY format. Yes, it gives.
Okay.
By default it supplies, look here, slash as the delimiter. That's why we got slash here.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
Then look there, I am passing a date and it gives
Month.
okay,
Okay.
fine. Likewise, you can see, yes, May 25th.
Okay. Yes.
And if you want, we look here, I am giving various separators, hyphen, slash, space.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
By default it gives slash as the separator, right?
Yeah.
And I am trying with asterisk here. This also gives the same, right?
So everything.
And I am trying with percent. Yes. So whatever the separator you are giving, it gives the output as a slash only. Okay.
Okay.
So if the value is in MMDDYY, look there, month, date and year format, which we have been supplied in our 2-3 samples, or MMDDYYYY, 4-digit year. Then 2date is not needed because Oracle implicitly converts those values into date type.
Uh-huh.
Because default standard date is MMDDYY, so okay.
Yes. Yes.
And you can see here, yes, I am giving in 25th October OCT, and it is giving here 10th 25, you can see here,
Right.
date MON, date, okay.
Okay. Okay.
Likewise, hyphen, but still it is giving slash.
Yeah.
And you can see here, YY I have given, and it is giving right from 0013. Okay.
Okay, okay. Yes.
So when you go for 2-digit here, it gives the 2013.
Yes, yes.
I
Yes.
execute that again.
I,
Yes, you can see.
yes, yes, I can see.
Good, very good, very good. And here you can see I have taken this date as an example, which is Friday. Look there, 25th October. Huh? Then I am asking to get the next date for that. Okay. Next date Friday comes on 11th November. Okay.
Yes. Yes, yes.
Oh, all right. So not 11th November, 1st November it is actually. Sorry.
Okay, okay, I can see.
I mean, given date is a date is given. A date is given, and that day is actually Friday. I want the next Friday. What is the date?
Yes, yes.
I give second argument as Friday, and it is giving. So next Friday comes on so and so date. Okay.
Yes. Okay.
Then last date. So last day. Yes. You can see over there.
Yes.
I gave 13 over there. 0013.
Yes.
So in October, 31 days are available.
Yeah.
So 31 it is giving, right?
Right, right.
Likewise, I changed the month February. But 0013, 28 days are available.
Yeah, the last day.
Yes. And I am displaying current date and I added months, 2 months for this. Look here. Current date is this 28th November, and when 2 months are added to this, it is moving to December and January 28th.
Uh-huh. Yeah. Yes.
Then you can find months between two dates. Current date, and I have given one date here. And it gives the months 19 point so and so months.
Okay.
Okay.
Yes.
And here, look there, it gives the current timestamp. Sys date we have seen, which will give the only date. Likewise, we have current timestamp, a function which will give, look here, date, time, with milliseconds also. Okay.
Yes.
And AM, PM also, and GMT time also it gives.
Okay.
And if you want, you can convert a date to timestamp. Look here. Date means, do remember, it is just a date. It does not include time. Whereas timestamp will include time also.
Uh-huh.
Time in hours, minutes, seconds. Okay.
Okay.
Now a date can be converted into timestamp. You can see here.
Yes, yes.
All right. So that's all about the dates. And in my Word document, I have listed out. Yes. Some functions here, add months, months between. Okay.
Okay.
You can make use of this.
Sure.
And here you can see there are arithmetic functions which we have gone through yesterday. Absolute value, seal value, floor value, square root, all right, right?
Right, right.
And there are samples here also. You can work out. Seal and floor descriptions with examples.
Yes, we also had.
Okay. So all those are functions that can be applied on numerics, characters, dates, and we have some aggregate functions. We call them as group functions or aggregate functions. Okay?
Okay.
They are applied on grouping of records. So by default, the table itself is considered as one group here. And they ignore null values. They are, what are the group functions? Sum, average, minimum, maximum, standard deviation, variance, count. So these are the group functions. Okay? Let me execute some samples and show you. Aggregate function. Let me save this. Yes, aggregate functions. Now look here. I am going to display the sum of salaries of all the employees in our employee table. Employee table has salary, right?
Right, right.
You can see here sum of salary. And I am displaying an alias name for this.
Yes.
Look there. Run. Yes, it is giving the sum of salaries. Okay.
Okay.
Likewise, you can find the average of salary.
That was
Yes.
default table, right?
Default table.
Yeah.
EMP table.
Yeah,
Right?
yeah. Right.
And average of salaries you can display. AVG.
Yes, I know.
You can see average of salaries. Likewise, the maximum salary you can display from entire table. 5,000 was the maximum salary, right?
Right. The manager. Yeah.
Right. Minimum salary you can display. Min of 800.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Now, you can display the number of employees present in the employee table by using count of star. Okay.
The number of employees present. Okay.
The number of employees.
Uh-huh.
14. Right?
Right.
Then you can see this count can be applied on column names also. And I am applying on employee name, e-name. Of course it gives 14, right?
Right. That's
Look there, I am applying this on commission. Count of commission. And if you remember, there are some employees who don't have commission,
that's right.
whose value is null.
Yeah.
And look there. Look there. What is the result?
4.
Only 4.
Yeah.
It means only 4. It means only 4 employees have commission.
Yes.
So while performing a count, look, their count of column does not consider nulls into account.
That's right.
It is ignoring those nulls and only looking into the columns who have values only.
Okay.
You have to remember this one.
Okay.
And here you can see I am applying on salaries.
Oh.
And if you remember, there are salaries, duplicate salaries, right?
Right.
Even though there are duplicate salaries, it is counting all those.
So if 2 employees have the same salary, it will count also.
It is counting as 2.
Yes.
So it considers the duplicates also as some values. Likewise, we have some special functions called decode function. So decode function will work as an if-else condition. For example, let me open this decode. Is that available here? Yes, decode. So decode function will work as a multiple if statements or like switch case statement. In C programming you might have seen this.
Yes.
So here we have decode function which is already available. It takes the value and compares it with the given values one by one. Whether the value is equivalent to the given value, it returns the corresponding value. And these decode functions generally used in reports. Look there, I am going to use this decode function to display some remarks for an employee based upon the designation of the employee. Okay? Now observe carefully my decode function. Yes, I am going to use decode on job. That is designation. If the job is clerk, then I am going to display a remark that is data entry job. if the job is manager and it is a kind of headache job, because manager should manage all the employees, all the functions. Salesman, if he is, then he has to run around because he is a salesman, right?
Right.
So I just mentioned a remark, a running job. If he is analyst, then he should be very careful in analyzing the things.
Okay.
So a careful job. Suppose if an employee designation does not match with any of these four, then I am just displaying a default that is a good job as remarks. Okay?
Okay.
Now let me apply this simple thing. Look here, I am going to display employee name, salary, his job and remarks. Remarks with a decode function, okay?
Okay.
From employee table. And decode applied on job, and I am giving an alias name. Yes. You can see here. Manager, headed job.
Yeah.
Analyst, careful job.
Yeah.
Clerk, data entry job. Salesman, running job. And for president, the job does not match, so a good job by default.
Yeah. Okay.
All right.
All right.
So decode function is one of the important functions. Generally, it is used with report writing.
Okay.
I mean to say develop reports.
All right.
All right. Likewise, we have a function called NVL function. Look here, NVL function. NVL function will have two arguments. The first argument, if it is null, then give the value as second value. Okay?
Okay.
So this is the purpose. So if the first value is null, then give the second value for that.
Okay.
If it is not null, then give the same value as it has.
All right.
And look here, I am going to apply it on calculating the net salary for an employee. How I am calculating the net salary? I am going to sum up the salary and commission. If when you sum up the salary and commission, some commissions are null for employees, right?
Right. Yes.
During that time when you make a sum up, the result becomes null then, because null plus something gives null, right?
Right. Yes.
So I just mentioned, look here, I am executing this, observe carefully. Sum plus commission as net salary I have considered. Look there.
Yeah.
Some, I mean to say salary plus commission as net salary. Okay?
Okay.
1600 plus 300,
Okay.
1900. Okay. These three records are okay. They are working fine.
Yeah.
Net salary.
Yeah.
When you come to these records, net salary is becoming null over there,
Yes, because there's no commission. Yeah.
because it is null.
Null.
So salary plus null, it is giving null.
Right.
So net salary cannot become null, right?
Right.
Even though the commission is not available for an employee, then net salary should not become net salary as a null value. So I made use of this NVL function on the commission, and I gave whoever don't have a commission, I gave 500 rupees as a commission.
Okay.
Okay, look there. Observe carefully. Yes. Whoever don't have a commission, I am giving 500 as a commission, and I am summing up.
Yeah. Yes, I understand. Yeah. Okay.
Very good. So these are one of the, important functions which we use in report writing, that is developing reports. All right.
All right.
Now next jump to some other topics. Just a minute. Yes. Let me save this and let me let me write select a statement. I am going to save this and I am giving a name here, select a statement. We are exploring the select statement completely. Yes. And here, okay. It's simple select statement, so I am just executing the queries here. I am explaining one by one. Look here. Let me show you the select statement syntax first. Just a minute, let me take the document which has those syntaxes. This is SQL syntax. There is a Word document where I have collected all the syntaxes for various commands and I have mentioned in this document. I will supply this document to you.
Okay, thank you.
Welcome. Yes. Select statement here you can see. Select columns from table name.
Okay.
Likewise, select statement has order by clause you can see. You can see here select columns from table name and we have seen where condition also of course. Right?
Right.
You can order by so and so column, that is you can arrange the data, sort the data based upon the column. Order by so and so column name.
So order by is always at the end, right?
At the end in the sense when it is just, yes of course, order by is always at the end. Always at the end. And you can sort either in ascending order or descending order. Okay? Yes, look here. Yes, select a star from employee, order by salary. Okay?
Okay.
So it gives the data ordering the salaries, you can see.
Yes.
Right from the smallest value to largest value.
Yes. That's
When
right.
you mention order by so and so column, by default the order would be in ascending order. Suppose you want it in descending order, you mention order by salary descending, DESC. Look there, descending. And you can see 5,000, 3,000 and so on.
Okay.
Okay.
Yes.
Now let me show you the order by class with group by. I told you some aggregate functions, some average, minimum, maximum, count.
Yeah.
These aggregate functions are generally used with group by class.
Okay.
Yes, you can see the syntax. Select. You can apply some group function from table name. You can apply a where condition if you want.
Yeah.
Then group by column name. It means you are arranging them based upon a particular group.
Yeah.
Okay?
Okay.
Yes. Look here. Group by class. So I am going to display the sum of salaries for each department. Look there. I am going to display department number and sum of salaries for that department as sum of salaries from employee table, and look there, group by department number.
Yes. So
Look at the result. So department number 30. The sum of all the salaries for the department is 9,400. Likewise this. Okay.
okay.
And here you can see I am applying both where clause and group by here.
In the same.
Select department number, sum of salaries from employee. If you want, you can apply a where clause also, where department number in 10 and 20 only. Group by department number. Yes, only 10 and 20, right?
Right. I see. Yeah.
And you can see another example using group by. So department number, and I am going to display number of employees from the departments. I applied count of staff and I am going to grouping by department. Observe carefully. So group number, department number 30 has 6 employees.
Yeah.
Department number 20 has 5 employees.
Yeah.
Department number 10 has 3 employees. Okay.
Count star, count all. Right.
Yes, count of star. Of course, all those group functions you can use with a group by class. Aggregate functions we call them as, group functions we call them as.
Yeah.
Sum, max, min, count, standard deviation, variance. Okay.
Yes.
Now let me back to the SQL syntaxes. So with the select statement we have seen group by, order by, then likewise we have having class. Observe carefully. Select some column from table, where condition, on that where condition group by, and you can apply a having, that is another condition on grouped results. Having some condition. Okay?
Okay. So having is always next to the, when we want to put it next to the group by.
Yes, it always comes after group by. Okay?
Yes.
Yes. Look here. I am going to display department number and number of employees present in the department. Okay? And I am going to display only having the total count of employees is greater than 4. Look there. Department number 30 has 6, department number 20 has 5, and department 10 has 3. And I am restricting over there to display only if the sum of employees in a department is greater than 4, only display those department and count.
Okay.
Having count of, you can see here.
So 30, 20, yeah.
Alright.
Alright.
On this having condition, further you can order by group. Yes, you can see department number 30 and 20 are in the results.
Yes.
When you order by department number, 20 and 30 it is.
Yes.
And the entire select class would be, so with having, there will be further order by also. With having, you can see, as you told, order by is the last column, last with select,
Yes.
right?
Right.
The same thing in our sample also. Order by is at the end.
At the end, yeah. Okay.
And let me explain you. In this select statement, you need to remember the sequence of occurrence of those various classes. Various classes. With the selector, column list comes, then from class, from table name, then where class, where condition, then followed by group by class. After that, having class, then order by class.
Yeah.
So this is the sequence of classes. Okay?
Yes, yes.
So you need to remember the sequence of occurrence.
Okay.
All right. Then I am going to the next topic, that is constraints. So let me open a document which talks about constraints. SQL constraint. Yes. There are various constraints in our SQL environment. So these constraints are used to specify some rules for the data in a table. There is data in the table. So that data, on that data you can specify some conditions. And you put some condition, and if any violation happens on those conditions, then the database engine will prevent that violation. Look here, if there is any violation between the constraint and the data, then the action I will be aborted because there is a constraint on the table. And I will show you the list of constraints. So these are the various constraints. That is, you can mention a column as not null. If you mention it as not null, and if you try to insert a null value, database will not allow to insert. Okay?
Yeah.
Likewise, you can mark some columns as unique. When it is unique, you cannot apply a duplicate value for that, because it is unique.
Yeah.
And likewise, primary key, foreign key. I'll explain you when we are into our session. Generally, primary key is used to identify the entire record.
Okay.
Likewise, check constraint. You can mark a check on salary. While you are inserting data into the employee table, you can make a check that salary should always be greater than 2000. If you try to insert a salary less than 2000, then database engine will not allow you. It will throw an error. Okay?
All right.
Then default. If you don't provide a value for a column, by default I want this value, you can mention. Okay?
Yes.
Now let us explore one by one. SQL not null constraint. So by default the table column can hold null values by default.
Okay.
Now you can mention as not null. You can see the not null constraint enforces a column to not accept null values. It means always the column should have a value. You cannot give a null value, or you cannot skip a value. If you skip value, by default Oracle engine will give null, right?
Right, right.
So here, if you mark it as not null, then database engine will throw an error. So column cannot be null. The not null constraint will enforce a field to always contain a value. Guarantees a value. Okay? It means you cannot insert a new record or update an existing record without giving a value for that field. Field means column.
Okay.
Okay?
Yeah,
And here let me give you some example. Yes. I'm just taking some example. Yes, let me take. Yes, let me remove these and I put here and I name it as constraints. Yes. SQL constraints. Yes, look here. I am going to drop the employee table which we created earlier.
Okay.
I dropped this. Okay, table drop. Now I am going to create a table and I am mentioning not null. Look here, create a table employee with employee number and observe there employee number I mentioned it as not null. So you are going to add a constraint along with the column name during creating the table.
Okay.
And I have taken employee number and employee name into my employee table. Yes, I am executing this and do remember employee number is not null.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Yes, table created. Then I am going to insert a value into that employee table. One employee record. Yes, 100. And look there, one row is inserted successfully.
Yeah.
I am going to insert a second row and I am deliberately giving a null for the employee number. Look there, NULL null. It will not allow you.
Yeah.
Look at the error message.
Cannot insert now. Yeah. Into user. Okay.
Because you marked the employee number as not null. So when you try to insert a null value, database engine will not allow you to insert.
Oh yes. All right.
It will throw error message.
All right.
So that's what there is a not null constraint on a particular column. Okay.
Okay.
And here you can see the alternate way of inserting a value. Insert into employee name and value. And this kind of insertion will give null for the employee number, right, by default?
Yeah. Yes.
So this, when you try to execute, this also will not work
Okay.
because you are trying to violate the constraint
Yeah. Yes. Yes. That's right.
where database engine will not allow you to do that.
All right.
All right.
All right.
Then we are looking into unique constraint. So unique constraint will uniquely identify each record in the database table. Then unique and primary constraints both provide a guarantee for uniqueness of a value. That is, there will not be duplicate. Okay?
Okay. I'm sorry, but your screen is frozen now.
Oh, it is frozen. Yes.
Now
Is it okay now?
Now yes.
Yes. Look here. There is a common feature between unique and primary key. Unique and primary keys will guarantee a value for a particular column. And they will not allow duplicates into that. Okay? So a primary key is automatically has that unique nature with that. Okay?
Yep.
And here you can have as many unique constraints per table. But a primary key should be only one
Yes.
in a table. Okay?
Yes.
This is very important.
Yes. Yes.
And here we are working with unique. Yes, look here. I am going to drop the table, employee table. Yes. And here I am going to use unique. So let me write unique. Unique. Look there, I am going to create the table with employee number. I marked employee number as unique and employee name. Yes, you can mention the unique constraint along with the column declaration. Okay.
Okay.
Now I am going to insert values into that 100 Abhishek. Yes.
Yes.
And I am trying to insert a duplicate value for employee number 100 again.
It's okay.
It will not allow you. Read the error message.
Yes, yes, yes.
Unique constraint is violated.
Yes.
And here you can see user 4 is the user who has logged in. And here you can see sys underscore C 007593 some number.
Yes, yes.
So sys underscore C stands for constraint and SYS stands for system.
Okay.
And here for the unique constraint on this employee table, by default Oracle engine is giving a name for that constraint. Sys underscore C some number. Okay.
Okay. All right.
And here look there, I am trying with inserting null values to this column which is marked as unique. Look there, I am deliberately giving a null. Okay.
Okay.
Yes, null got inserted.
Okay, it works.
And I am going to insert another null on the employee table, employee number. This also got inserted
Okay.
because
Nulls are different, yeah.
I already told you, highlighted that two nulls are always different.
Yeah, yeah. Yes, that's right.
That is why it is accepting n number of nulls. All right?
Okay, all right, all right.
Good, good, good. Now, one way of adding the constraints is during the creation of table. Second way is, you already created a table. Then, if you want, you can alter the table and add a constraint. Okay?
Okay.
Now, let me show you that. Let me drop this table. I am dropping the employee table. Yes. And look here, I am creating the employee table, employee number and employee name without any constraints. Did you observe? No constraints.
Yeah.
Yes.
So great.
Then I am going to describe the employee structure. Look here, if you have any constraints, it will show you. Default constraint is not available, primary key constraint not available, and no constraints. It just have two columns, that's it. Okay?
Okay, okay.
And nullable, yes, it can accept null values.
Okay.
If you mark it as not null, then there will not be tick mark during describing the structure. Okay?
Yeah, okay, that's right.
Then look here, alter table employee, add unique on employee number. Okay? Yes, I am executing this. Yes, table altered. And I am giving a description again on employee table. Yes,
There is no unique.
there is no unique here, so it is not highlighting. Okay. And here you can see, yes, with the alter command we can add constraint. Okay.
Okay. Okay.
The same way here, adding a constraint with alter table. Look here, one way of adding the unique constraint with alter command is this one which we have just executed. Now second way of insertion you can see here. I am going to drop the table employee. I drop. Then I am recreating the table. Table created without any constraint. Look here. Alter table employee add constraint. Look there. I am going to say add constraint.
Okay.
What constraint? Some name I have given. Unique constraint, and I am applying it on employee number.
Okay.
So generally the constraints will be with the name. You can see unique, so U underscore I give.
Yeah.
Okay?
Okay.
And you can say unique of employee number. Okay?
All right.
I am executing this. Of course this also table altered. So here the thing to be noticed is you can give a name for your constraint with this kind of declaration.
All right.
Okay. And if you want, you can check all those constraints available are created by programmers in user constraints table. It's the system table.
Okay. All right.
I mean database has this predefined table. Look here. Select star from user constraints where my table name, that is employee. Okay. Owner is user 4 and employee table has a constraint, that is U underscore employee number, which I created.
Right.
And what type of constraint it is? Unique constraint. So it gave unique U.
Okay. All right.
Okay. You have to remember this table name. Oracle environment by default has user constraints table, which will capture all the constraints that are applicable on database objects.
Okay. All right.
Whenever you create a constraint, there will be an entry in this user constraints.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. Yes.
All right. If you want, you can drop the constraint also. I just created the constraint with a U underscore employee number, right?
Right.
You can drop that using alter command. Alter table employee drop constraint followed by constraint name. Yes, table altered. Okay.
Yeah.
Then we are looking into the primary key. Yes, primary key. It's a simple formula, that is the primary key would be not null and unique. That is it cannot allow duplicate values and it cannot allow null values. And the primary key is generally used to uniquely identify one entire record from a table. Okay?
Okay.
And here you can see yes. Primary keys must contain unique values and primary key column cannot contain null values. And there will be only one primary key for a table.
All right.
Okay,
Yes.
back. And I am going to drop that employee table. Drop it. Now here you can see I am going to create one employee table. Create table employee with employee number, then employee name, and look there, you can mention so and so column as a primary key at the end of a column list. That is, primary key is employee number. Okay,
Yes.
I am executing this. Invalid SQL statement. Let me select the entire statement. Yes, table created. Let me describe the table. Just you can see.
Yeah, primary.
Primary key.
Text, yeah. 1.
And employee number is primary key. Okay.
Okay. Right.
And here, look there. I am trying to insert some data into that employee table with the primary key. Yes. 100 Abhishek. Yes. And I am trying to insert a duplicate value for that employee number 100 again.
It will not
not
allow.
allow.
Yeah.
Definitely. Unique constraint is violated.
Yes.
Okay?
Okay.
Because primary key values should be always unique.
That's right.
And I am going to insert a null here deliberately. This also will not allow. Cannot insert null.
Okay.
Alright?
Yes. Yes.
And here you can see there are some Oracle errors. ORA-01400. This is Oracle error code and this is Oracle error message. That is error code and error message. With the constraints, you need to remember the error code and error message. Sometimes in interview they may ask you the error codes and error messages when some constraint violation occurs.
Okay. Thank you.
So they may ask you when null constraint, not null constraint is violating. What is the error code? That is why I copy pasted these error messages along with error code here for your reference.
All right. Yeah, we're going to.
Yes. Yes. And here there are employee and department tables by default available in Oracle environment. Look here, select star from employee I am displaying. As this is the employee table, right? And if you observe, there is one department number column in our employee table.
Yeah.
Right?
Right.
Employee number can be treated as primary key.
Okay.
And let me show you department table. Select star from department. And here in department table, observe department number, department name, and where it is located. Okay? Alright.
All right.
Let me back to employee table. Yes. In employee table, employee number can be treated as primary key, I told you. And if you observe in our employee table, there is a reference to department number from department table.
Yes.
Okay?
Yes.
So department number in our employee table can be considered as foreign key.
Foreign key, right? Because that
It is
department
referring
number.
to, yes.
Yeah, because that department number can be a primary key in the other table department.
Yes, can be, maybe, not guaranteed.
Yeah.
Oh, right, very good. So that is the relationship between primary key and foreign key, and let us execute some samples. Look here, I am going to create one employee table here. Let me drop that employee table here. Drop employee. Likewise, drop department. Look there, I am creating my own tables. EMPLOYEE employee. My own table, department table, I am just dropping those two, which are already available. I think department table is not available. So if you try to drop which is not available, it will throw database object does not exist.
Yeah.
All right.
All right.
Now let me show you example. I am going to create an employee table here. Observe carefully. Create table employee with employee number numeric, employee name varchar, department number numeric, and I am saying that in my employee table, employee number is primary key. Okay.
Okay.
And observe the last column. That is, in my employee table, I am declaring a foreign key. That is foreign key. What is that foreign key? Department number. Department number. Foreign key of department number. And to which table it is referring to? It is a foreign key. Definitely it has to refer to some foreign table. What table? It is referencing references. What table? Department table. In department table, what column particularly? Department number. Okay. Is that clear?
Yes.
Yes. Yes. Now I'm going to execute this. Run. Look there. It is throwing an error.
Because department.
Can you guess why? Right.
Department does not exist.
Because department table does not exist, so you are unable to create an employee table.
Yes.
And here, the primary key foreign key relationship is the department table. Yes, what is it?
Yeah, if there was department table, then that foreign key will connect department table and employee.
Yes. If there was, it will connect to. And what kind of relationship exists between primary key and foreign key is parent-child relationship.
Okay.
Department table is parent table because you are trying to create an employee table which is already referring to department table which should exist already.
Yes. Okay.
As it is not existing, parent is not existing, you cannot create a child table.
All right.
Yes, let me. So you need to create department.
Yeah.
So create the department.
Now, when you create
in department, I mentioned department number as primary key. Okay.
Yeah, it's primary key,
and
the table department, and foreign key, and the employee.
Yes. Yes, I created table department. Okay.
So yes, now the code will work above.
Yes. Now the code will work. I'm going to create the employee table back.
Now it's fine.
This table created successfully.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Now you can see I'm going to insert the data into employee table. My employee table insert into employee values what? Employee number, employee name, and some department number. Okay.
Yes, but
yes, your expectation is true.
Because of primary key.
Yes, that is, you are giving a value for your department number. That is in your child table, where in the parent table the department number 10 does not exist.
Yes.
Parent key not found.
Yeah. Okay.
So you need to insert the data in parent first. Okay. I'm inserting the data in parent first.
And now will
insert
work.
Absolutely, now it will work. Insert into employee.
So all is first in a parent table.
Yes. So we tried with insertion. Now I'm trying with update. Okay. Yes, look here, update. Update employee, set employee name as some name where employee number equals to 100. Okay. Yes, one row updated.
Okay.
Now look there, I am going to update employee, its department number as 20. This also fails, right?
Right.
Because department 20 is not available in parent.
Right.
Insertion also fails, and even updation also fails, even deletion also fails, right?
Right.
Look there, I am trying to delete data from parent table. Department table I am going to delete. Observe carefully. You cannot delete a parent table because there are child records existing.
Yeah, that's employee table. Right?
Yes. So integrity constraint. So and so violated. And the last one, that is check constraint. Okay. And I am dropping this employee table and I am going to create an employee with check. Look there, create table employee with employee number, employee name, check. Check what check? Employee number should always be greater than 100, I say.
All right.
Okay. Yes, I'm going to create this. Done. Now I'm going to insert a record.
The error because
Employee number
the
100.
employee number is 100. It should be more than 100.
Yes.
Yeah.
So check constraint is being violated. Okay. Likewise, default constraint. Yes. Look there. I am showing you the data present in department table. Sales. Okay. Now I am going to drop the department table. And I am going to create the department table with the department name, department number, department name, and location by default Delhi. Default Delhi. Okay. Yes. It means when you skip values for location, it gives Delhi. Look here. I am trying to insert a null value into my department. Okay. That is null value for location. Okay. Row is inserted. Yes. Location null.
Yeah.
Now observe here. I am skipping the location here. Skipping the location. When you skip the location, you know well that by default Oracle engine will give null.
What?
I am skipping the location value in this insertion. Observe the insert selected insert command.
Okay.
I am skipping the location, right?
Okay, right.
With this kind of syntax, by default Oracle engine will give location as null, right?
Right.
Now observe carefully. Insert into department number 10 and sales. Row is inserted. Let me show you the data. Location is Delhi.
Okay.
Because when there is a default constraint, then Oracle engine will give priority to default constraint. It does not insert null there, even though you skip null, you skip location. Because you have mentioned the default value as some location, Delhi.
Okay.
All right. Now, all these constraints are present in user underscore constraints, I told you. So you have to remember the table name also. Okay. So that's all about constraints, and you can refer to constraints in this document. And for every constraint there is the alternate approach also, that is alter table command also. Just refer to this document for your practice, and here there are various syntaxes that are applicable to various databases. You can concentrate only for Oracle. Yes, you can see alter for Oracle and alter for MySQL also is given.
Yeah.
You can look into Oracle. Okay. And from this class, do you have any queries?
No. So now we will end the session, right?
Come again?
So can we end the session now, because I'm quite tired already.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
It is 4:30. We are going to wind up the session.
All right. So about tomorrow, are we going to have a session or not?
Yes, tomorrow we are going to have a session.
At what time?
At 3 o'clock, 3 to 4:30.
But okay for tomorrow. But then I prefer to have lessons in 1 hour in total because my concentration is falling down after some time.
Okay.
If
Okay.